The two latest episodes of The Bad Batch proved a lot of things. First of all, Tarkin is lower in the classified tadpole than Hemlock, which is kind of crazy. And then we finally see a glimpse of Project Necromancer with the Force-sensitive children. We're going to talk extensively throughout the week about these two episodes because there's a lot of gems inside, and I want to talk about CX2 again, about this assassin, because I have a hunch and some proof that I finally know who he is. In revealing these two episodes, Dave Filoni has kind of positioned everything on point for the finale. For the cavalry has arrived. Now that Omega has been recaptured again, will be sent to Tantus, together with these other Force-sensitive children, there is a desperate need for what I've been saying all along, a new series with the hidden path. We already had a cameo from Assajj Ventress. I believe she will come back in the finale too. So the last two episodes, I think Dave Filoni is showing you that these Force-sensitive children desperately need a secret organization who will not only help Force-sensitive children, but other beings throughout the galaxy and shield them from the Empire. The Bad Batch has run its course, and Season 3 is about to end in a month. So if we get that, you best believe that we're gonna get one of the best Star Wars content you'll ever see, non-stop action. I mean, even if you get a filler episode between Rex, Cody, and Wolf Gregor, think about it, guys. That's not a filler episode. I would love to see them sit down and just reminisce, talk about Clone Wars stuff, talk about that era and how they went through what they went through. What did they think about Order 66? What did they think about their Jedi commanders? I mean, there is no filler episodes if you have a new clone series during the Imperial era. Trust me. And I hope to God, please, Dave Filoni, somebody out there, think of this as a genius idea. Because if you go through with this is going to be a great series. And I think one of the best series we're going to remember, especially in the animated section. Think of the potential with the Inquisitors 2 with Darth Vader. I'm getting off track, but today I wanted to talk more about the revival of Assajj Ventress, what it means for Quinlan Vos, and what it means for this new series that I think is going to be centered around Rex and the other clones. Because we talked about in a couple of videos now, we've been talking about not only for this new series that I want to be done with Rex in the middle, but more episodes are coming out, and now with the comeback of Assajj Ventress, I started thinking about Quinlan Vos too, and I think I've got the answer. And the answer, my friends, is the hidden path. You see, I think that there's going to be a new series announced on May 4th. Now that is coming, it's a little of a month away. So I think that on May 4th, The Bad Batch ends on May 1st. 3 days later, we get an announcement of a new clone series with Rex, Wolf Gregor, perhaps Cody, Assajj Ventress, Quinlan Vos, and it's going to be called, perhaps, I'm just thinking, but it's going to be called The Hidden Path. I think that they deliberately put that hidden path in there in the Obi-Wan series just so that we get a mention for a future series, like the one we're gonna get, like the new animated one that we're gonna actually witness. Because if you go back and think about it, not that the Obi-Wan series was that great. I mean, the only thing we got that was kind of great was Obi-Wan versus Vader, and I mean, that's a given. If you'll say Obi-Wan versus Vader rematch, that's just take my money meme. But the series as a whole didn't have a lot of coherence, didn't have a lot of important people behind it, people who knew what they were doing. I mean, if you look at the Andor series, it is a genius series. And Tony Gilroy, what he did with that, the dialogue itself, I mean, the important moments that came out of Andor, you could just attribute it to people who know what they're doing. And the Obi-Wan series wasn't that great, but it was good in some places. And one of those things was revealing that Quinlan Vos is alive and well and is working with this secret organization called the Hidden Path. Obi-Wan discovers this while he is on a secluded village hiding out from the Empire. Now, if Quinlan Vos is alive and helping out the rebels, helping out Jedi survivors, and helping out just random people who are being occupied by Imperial forces, by the Empire itself, then you can probably imagine that Assajj Ventress Ventress is in the midst of this as well. You see how things are starting to connect through the Bad Batch. We got Assajj Ventress in the latest episode, and what did she do? Immediately when Omega and the Bad Batch asked for help, she responded. She came right away, and she didn't even demand payment or anything. All she wanted was to help Omega realize her true potential. She even went on to suggest to the clones that they escape, that they get out of this place, because she knows full well that if she can track them, the Empire can. And how was she able to track them? You see, she has a vast network operation with Quinlan Vos helping out other people. This is how she was able to find out where the Bad Batch was hiding. It's because, my friends, these two will be featured in future episodes when they link up with Rex. We're gonna see in the finale of the Bad Batch when all of them are gonna come together, and this is what I think will happen. The finale of the Bad Batch Season 3 and the Bad Batch in total is called The Cavalry Has Arrived, and the Cavalry, assumingly, will be Assajj Ventress, Quinlan Vos, Captain Rex, Gregor, and perhaps even Wolf, Cody. I hope so. So all of these people are going to come together in an ultimate fight in what I believe will be against Darth Vader, the big baddie. I'm presuming that they're going to attack Tantus, a full-on clone rebellion will happen, stuff like that, and Hemlock will meet his end. However, during this attack and after this attack, in the aftermath, it will become quite clear that Assajj Ventress's, Quinlan Vos's, and Captain Rex's goals are all in the same. This is when they will link up together to form the Hidden Path, and this is where we get our new series. It's quite simple. The Hidden Path will essentially start on Tantus, when the Clone Rebellion actually goes full-fledged, and these guys all link up together to form a new type of rebellion. It isn't called the Rebellion yet, but I think that this Hidden Path and whatever comes after it will essentially form what will be known later on as the Rebel Alliance. This will also be a great way for Quinlan Vos to be back finally in Star Wars. Quinlan Vos was not heard of ever since the Clone Wars series, and this was over a decade ago, so I would love to see Quinlan Vos back again. I mean, imagine a new 3D model. Imagine since Harrison Dula and Kanan Jarrus had a son, Jason. Can you imagine what Quinlan Vos's and Assajj Ventress's kids are going to look like if they actually had kids? Which, why not? As I said, Hera and Kanan had a kid, so why wouldn't Quinlan and Assajj have one themselves? And I mean, what that kid will grow up to be. Both parents force sensitive, both parents kind of strong-headed, independent-minded, so I can imagine what this kid could be and where could he fit in future Star Wars stories. It's all very exciting, but I think that this will be a very good thing, and if it just ends up being Tales of the Jedi material, if Assajj Ventress essentially and Quinlan Vos's story is told in Tales of the Jedi in 3 episodes, because in Tales of the Jedi Season 1, we got Count Dooku 3 episodes, and we got a 3-episode Ahsoka arc. So practically, I think that's what's going to happen in Season 2. I definitely think that Assajj is going to get her own story and how she came to be Dooku's apprentice and stuff like that, because the Clone Wars cartoon series by now is not even considered canon at all. So we're going to get probably a new version out of that, and we're going to get to see how she outlived her master Count Dooku, how she went on to get more experience. But even if it is Tales of the Jedi Season 2, I think that it would be fantastic if it sets up the Hidden Path new animated series. If episode 1 of Assajj Ventress shows her beginnings, her origins, how she meets Count Dooku, episode 2 shows a story during the Clone Wars era that we've not seen before, and episode 3 shows her actually linking up with Rex and everybody and forming the Hidden Path together with Quinlan Vos. This would be just fantastic, I think, and I hope this is how it goes. So I would love to know your thoughts as well. Talk to me down below.